Hi, Thano. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining the session of today. I guess in the next few minutes, maybe some other colleagues will join. It's a really pleasure to see you here today. I mean, after our face-to-face meeting in Spain for the kickoff meeting and the first study visit, I see some familiar faces already. So I would like briefly to introduce you the focus of today's session. So, the aim is to present the online platform of the project along with the user guides and the manuals, and so that everyone is quite familiarized on how to use the platform as a teacher, as a tutor, and so on. So our colleague here, Nikos, which is an IT expert and is involved in the development of the platform, will be kind enough to give us a really interesting holistic presentation about it. Good morning, Nikos.
Good morning, Hans. Hello.
First of all, yes, of course, I would like to thank you for joining this session today because I know you have been quite, let's say, you had a challenge with your health, but now you're back with us.
Unfortunately, yes. The last 2 months were difficult for me. I had a lot. Yes, I had my back because I fell off a stair while I was doing some work on my house. And after that, I had 2 weeks off with pneumonia, with problem with my lungs. So
you say it quite challenging, but thank you for your willingness to join and for your commitment. So I pass the floor to you. I mean, there is no need to be in delay. I guess, I mean, this session is recorded, so the rest of the partners will have also access to the recordings afterwards. So please feel free to take the speech. And thank you again. I mean, thank you deeply for joining today.
let me share my screen. Second. Okay. Can you see my screen? Is everything okay?
Yes, everything's fine.
Give me a second here. The chat also open. Now, hello everybody. My name is Nicolas Politopoulos. As Thami said, I'm an IT expert, and I'm here to present you the platform of SDGs journalism reporting, the VLE platform of this. Let me log out because I was also already in to present you step by step what you can do in order to register and to present you generally the course. Our URL is journalismreporting-vle.eu. So when you visit the platform here, you can see the course, but the course is unavailable, the disclaimer of the European Union. If you continue at the bottom of the page, you can see the cookie policy of the platform, which is very important. The cookie policy of the term and condition. If user accepts them, he presses the continue button and everything is okay. The contact person, and let's go step by step in order to either log in or create an account. Up here we have the login button. If we have an account, we are just typing our username and password, but if we don't have, we go to the create new account. Now we have to read the cookie policy. all of them. I agree. The terms and conditions. I agree. And now we can create our new account. So let's create a dummy account. Me. Oh. So we had our username, we had our password, then our email, again, our email as verification, our first name, and our surname. And here we have a CAPTCHA to avoid bot attacks. I'm not a robot, create my new account. Password must have at least one lowercase. Let's try that again. In order to have secure passwords, when a user creates an account, he must use at least one number, at least one lowercase letter, at least one uppercase letter, and at least one special symbol. Now, okay, now that everything is okay, I see this message. This message is very important. An email should have been sent to your address at planetweb.gr@gmail.com. Please also check your spam folder. It contains easy instructions to complete your registration. This is the important part. You should tell your students, your users, to keep this email, to remember this email if they have problems. If after 24 hours you continue to have difficulty and you have not received the verification mail, please contact the site administrator at support@journalism reporting VLE.eu to manually verify your account. If they click it, it opens the mail server to send an email, the mail client that they use, Thunderbird, Outlook, whatever. Now, if I click continue, let me change my myself to show you the email I have received. This is the email I have just received. Hi, Planet Web, a new account has been requested as sustainable development goals in journalism reporting using your email address. To confirm your new account, please go to this web address. We copy this. In most mail programs, this should appear as a link which you can click on. If this does not work, we cut and paste the address into the address line at the top of your web browser window. Let me show you what you can do now. We go here, we paste, and you don't see that. Let me change my screen again. I just copy pasted here the link, and it says, thanks Planet Web, your registration has been confirmed. Now I'm inside as a simple user, as a learner. What I can see now, I can see our course, the journal reporting course, the logged-in user, let me change something. Let me stop my share because I have noticed something. Okay. Second. Give me a second, please. Okay. Now, okay. Now we're back in as a simple user. We can see our account, and if we upload the photo, we can see our photo. The user guides. So for a simple user, we just need the user guide, the contact information, the level up plugin, which is a plugin that the user take points for each action in the platform and creates a more gamified environment because they are getting levels, and it is a fun plugin for them because they gain points, they interact with each other. And one important also plugin is the accessibility plugin, which allow users to change the visible part of our platform if they have some problems with their eyes. They can, for example, enlarge the letters to read better. As you can see, everything gets bigger. Or change colors if they have problems. But it's only on their browser. Now, let me log in as an admin. I log out. Now, from your side, I am logged in as admin now. As you can see here, we have created before 2 more courses, the Moodle tutorials and how to build your course, and the SDG course. If you saw, a simple user can see only this course. This is hidden from them. If you want, I can. I have hidden these courses. If you want, these tutorials are very good in order to understand how Moodle works, because our platform is based on Moodle. Moodle is is an LMS. As we say in computing, LMS stands for Learning Management System, and enables us to create easy and stable VLEs and learning sites. I can, yes, this is the URL. If you want, I can re-enable them to have a look at them, to unhide them for a short period of time, because inside they have a useful book and useful videos from Moodle community. Adding and text, editing core sections, file picker, activity completion, how to upload files, adding images, what are the blocks. It has what is a forum, how can I start a discussion, etc., etc. It has a lot of useful videos here. Additionally, in this course, how to build your course, we present every tool that is available through the platform that you can use. For example, you can create a book, you can link to a file with a description, link to a URL, create a web page in this in a web page, create folders. Excuse me, folders with that you can add more files. Here we have the form sections with 5 available forums: the Q&A forum, each person starts a discussion, the general discussion forum, which is the most commonly used, a standard forum displayed in a blog-like format, and single discussion. You can have general chat rooms. You can have chat rooms where your students can discuss. Chat rooms with arranged meetings. You can arrange the meetings if you want. For example, the group A will attend this room from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You can create glossaries. Glossaries are important, not important, are very commonly used in courses with where they have a lot of where they have a lot of new words. For example, in computing, we use them to create a word and explanation. Here we have the assignment, the submission point, how to open submission point. And as I can see, this would be useful for you because I saw how you make the assessment. A submission point is where a student submits his work or her work. You can create online quizzes, databases, workshops. Okay. Poll with results in general, a choice result. You can have SCORM activities. SCORM is a general prototype for creating learning activities. You can have surveys and questionnaires that you create. I believe that it is useful to have a look at these courses. If after this meeting you are curious to see what it is, I can re-enable them. Now, as an admin, as you can understand, I have a different view of the platform. I can do a lot of things, change. I have the administration here. And a lot of things. Now, I would like to ask you if there are any questions about what we said up to this point. If it is clear how you create an account, please tell me. If you have any questions, something that you want to elaborate on, me that you, or something that you want me to tell again, please. First of all, I would like to apologize if I pronounce wrong your names in advance. I would like to apologize in advance. Miss Lee, yes, the course, this is the SDG course. It is, we created the course, it is here. We will go there step by step. I would like first to present you the overall platform. I would then go to the guides, and finally we will go to the course. Yes, the content as it was given to me, it is here. I'm asking again. Yes, sir. And sorry for this name. If this name is different, I can change it. As I said before, it is important to inform your students to send an email at the support of journalism if they don't have their accounts enabled, or if they don't receive the email. This is the most crucial part. Okay? As I see that you don't have any questions, then I will move on. Here we have the user guides. They are available to everyone. This is a quick guide for if there are other administrators on the platform, how to create a course. And now, this is the user guide and the teacher's guide. I will start from the user's guide and then go to the teacher's guide. At the beginning of our guide, we will say what is a Moodle. We present the journalism reporting VLE platform, how to log in, click in your browser, click the login button, and fill the login form. Finding your modules, you can, how to find the modules, the courses that they want to attend. Your profile, how they can edit their profile or change things. How they can navigate with home, dashboard, events, and my courses. The sidebar, the logged in users, online users, the calendar, and finally, how to take our course on their mobile phones, which is very important. because we live in 2022 and mobile phones are most commonly used in our everyday life or on a tablet. First of all, they have to download the Moodle app. Launch the Moodle app, add the SDGsJR reporting e-learning platform address and on the form that appears, just enter their username and password, and they have successfully downloaded the platform on their mobile phones, and they can browse it from there. Now, let's go to the perspective of teachers. We have the topics, we have the activities, the description of what is the activities. First of all, to change everything, anything if you're a teacher, to change anything in your course, you have to turn editing on the platform. I will show you this in real after the presentation. Here we have the activities that I presented you before. In Moodle terminology, activities such as forms and quizzes probably mean something students can contribute to directly. These are the activities that I present you before on the course. Here we have the resources. A resource is an item that a teacher used to support learning, and this is how to add an activity on or resource on a course. How to hide or unhide or move an activity or a resource. If you have a quiz, how to add questions on the question bank. The type of the questions that you can have, calculated, multiple choice calculated, drag and drop text markers, drag and drop onto emails, description, essays, short answers. These are all questions that you can have on an electronic quiz. How to add multiple choice questions. The question bank again. Working with assignments. How to add the submission point. How to add what submissions to allow until then, how the maximum submission size that you want to allow. All these are described here, and I will show you. And we have a useful tool guide that was given to us from the Moodle to see this. In my opinion, before starting to use Moodle as a teacher, you should have a read of this guide and also check these two courses. But as I said, this is up to you, not up to me. Now, in order to not create a chaos in your minds, I propose to have a short break for 10 minutes here and then go into the SDG course and show you all these things that I have mentioned before. What do you say? Thanos? Okay. Okay, let's have a break until for 10 minutes and be back to go into the SDG course, into the material of the training. So let's get back.
Hello again.
Hello. Now let's go to the course. Here is the module of the training that you asked me for. The module 1, the World Agenda, the SDG, Sustainability, module 3, Journalism and Narrative Techniques of Digital Information, the practicum, and the digital and innovative pedagogical tools. We segmented it here with the learning material and the assessment. The learning material, here we had the video material and the assessment, the learning material and the assessment, and that's the way we did. Now, let's present you what there are on teacher guides. If we click here, we can edit the course, we can turn editing on, and now the interface changes. As you can see, we have edit, edit, edit. We have the move icon here. I can take this, get it down there, take this up, and reorder the content. Let me put it back on the right way. I can add an activity or resource as I presented you before. For example, let's add a new label, Labels are for information only. And to help you better segment to help you for better segmentation of the material. This is a label, this is a label, and this is the label that we have created now. Now, if I decide to delete it, as you can see here, we have a gray tick in a rectangle. This is the course completion. What I have done is, in order to have a course completion and see how much our students have completed the course, we add this. For a PDF file, the simplest way to see if someone have done this activity is to make it if they see it. For example, if someone clicks on this PDF, here it is, this will change and be ticked. I'm an administrator and it will not change. Here we have the assessment module, and as we saw, and as I saw, we have some questions. If we want our students to answer this question, we should add the submission point to write the questions and then upload it up here. Here we have a video material. It is up here. So you can see it from here. Let's go here in the course administrator, course administration. We can see the enrolled users. We can change the roles, for example, teacher. I can make Diana now teacher. Diana is now a teacher. Or remove a role. I can enroll users. Let's enroll the user that I made before. I can remove students. If I wish. I can enroll users with different role. For example, I can enroll the user that I created before, but as a teacher. Enrolling is, let me clarify that is different signing in the platform and enrolling in a course. If you sign in the platform, you have to enter the course to be enrolled in the course. Let me show you. If I create an account, I have signed up the journal reporting platform, but I have to click the course to be enrolled. These are different. You can create groups if you want, and add users if you wish. This is the grade book. If you have automated questions and automated quiz, you can see the grades of your students. Here, the grade book. That's okay. The course completion, as I told you before, you can change things here as, but you shouldn't change things here of how a course is completed. You can back up a course for the safety. If you try to change something, you can first back up a course and then start changing things. And if you have any problem, you can then restore it from the previous shape if something has broken. Now let's create a submission point for assessment module 1. Let's create a submission point. Module 1. Here. you submit the answers of the question. Allow submissions from today. You can set the due date. Remind me to grade by. Submission types. Only file submissions. Maximum number of uploaded files. 1. Accepted file types. I want only documents. Submission settings. Yes. To accept the submission statement. Yes. Here, the activity compression. Show activity as complete when conditions are met. Must view the activity, must receive a grade. Okay. Save and return to course. Now, we have the submission point here. If you go in, it says hidden from students no, participants 2, draft 0, submitted 0, needs grading 0, due date, and the time remaining. If I go to on submissions, we don't have submissions. No submission, no submission. And here, if the students download the assessment, they can answer the questions on a doc, on a Word file, and then upload it here. What else you could do for the assessment is create a quiz. You set the grade the pass, which grade. For example, if you have 10 questions, a grade to pass could be, for example, let's say the half, 5. Save and display, edit quiz, and the quiz is ready, but it doesn't have questions. What we can do now is, we are in the quiz. If you decide you can add a new question here, that will be available only for the quiz 2, or go here to the question bank, create a category, and then go here and start creating questions, as I told you before, multiple choice, true, false, matching, all those available types. All these questions then are stored in the question bank, and then you can go here in the quiz, go edit it, and add questions from the question bank, random or as much as you want. Here, for example, you can add a forum, a general discussion forum. standard forum for single use, as I told you. Here you can manage how, if they can upload things on the forum and how many words that they can write. The availability, you might want to be available only for 1 month. Subscription and tracking. Now, save and display. Add a new discussion topic. Greetings. Welcome. SDG. So, journalist reporting. Really platform. Videos. I posted, and now you can see that the first discussion is read by me. Last post here, the replies, and the subscribe. If you want to subscribe on this discussion, and whoever comes here can create a new discussion, and we can have a nice thread of nice number of threads where students discuss. As I told you before, let's add. This is also very, very nice. This is the questionnaire plugin. Let's name this the test questionnaire, where you can create custom surveys, let's say better, surveys. Add question. From example, rate scale 1 to 5. Question name 1. Then test the question. Possible answers 1, 2, 3. Let's say A, B, C, D, and E. So this question, A, B, C, D, for example, A2. This is a linked type, you probably know. I have submitted. Okay. Now, if we go back here in the module 5 and go to test questionnaire, answer the questions. Let's say, now I can see the scores, and they automatically creates a table that can be used in a presentation. For example, you can take a screenshot here and use it on a presentation if you wish, or print it. Now, as you can see, it is, or download it on a PDF. This is a very useful survey if you want to measure something with your students, their opinion about something or whatever you want to measure. Or if you want to have a final survey for something to measure their experience in the platform and what they have learned. It is an easy plugin to create these kind of surveys. Now, please, are there any questions Any questions? Okay, they just need to click on this course. Let me log out as an admin and log in as a student with the account that I created before. Now I'm a single student. You can understand that by this, I can only see this course. Now, if I click here, I'm automatically enrolled on this course. They just have to click on the course. Is it clear, Charity?
Hi, Nikos. Yeah, just some questions. Because
Yes.
normally, with the LMS system, that we also use it at our university. So usually it's assigned to the course coordinator or the instructor that's teaching the course. So how does this work? How, for example, if UM students want to enroll for this, who is the instructor? Are they divided into different groups, or is everybody just in one general group together with the other institutions?
As it is built now, they're all in one general course. They're not divided by groups. Probably, if there are students, if there are teachers, corresponding teachers, I will receive an email with the corresponding teachers in order to promote them to the teacher role here, in order to be responsible for the students or answer any questions. But in general, they are here in a general course and they can just enroll by clicking on the rectangle at the beginning.
But if the individual instructor wants to have assessments or certain kinds of quizzes, then everybody else who's enrolled into this course from another country or another institution will be able to see this as well. Is that correct? If let's say I create a quiz for module 1 or some learning resources like a video links, so someone from Cambodia, if they come in, would they see that as well?
If they are in, if I understand your question correct, if someone wants to be in a private course with their students, they can create a separate course to upload items. Here, as we build this course, it's open to everyone.
Okay, I see. Thanks.
Okay. Because this is what I understand. If you want to have privacy with your students, you should create a new course. But this, I don't know if this is the scope of the project. Now, any other questions? Someone else? No one have no question, any question? Everything was clear. I'm happy. I'm happy. Thanos, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
I think that I have completed my presentation. And
Okay,
there are
great.
no questions here, so
Yeah, because he see that our colleagues are quite familiar with the way that,
yes.
similar training platform works. Do you think that it would be quite useful to show some of the videos, the tutorials, and so on? I mean, what also the colleagues feel? We can ask them.
The videos that I presented at the beginning.
Yeah, the ones that they are uploaded to the platform. I mean,
If they are familiar with the platform, it would be useless because they already know this thing. But if there are some people that are not, it would be good to see them, watch them.
I mean, I think we can see, like some basic ones, and what we have already suggested is that this can be, let's say the baseline presentation, and of course, later on, if they face any difficulties, we can do a tailored session with them, to gather any remarks or questions and have a catch up in the autumn. So, I mean, for me, it is okay if we decide to sum up and call it a day for today. Otherwise, we are also open to any kind of remarks, requests from our colleagues. Please feel free to let us know. I mean, take the speech, you can raise your hand, or you can write in the chat. So I see there are no remarks, right? Any questions? So I see that for some of our colleagues, the whole thing is new. So would you like to make any specific question, something that wasn't quite clear? I mean, feel free. It's,
That's the idea of the trade. Please feel free to ask.
So I mean, as for some, it is new. I mean, Nikos, we can see, like some videos you think they're quite important for, let's say, someone that is not familiar with the platform, and that could generate some questions. And of course, then we can give to our colleagues some time, to get familiar with the platform and get back to us with questions and remarks and plan another session in the future if this is necessary.
I missed you at the beginning. What did you say about the videos?
But I mean, we can all together watch some videos that, I mean, the ones that you feel that they could be helpful for a beginner.
Yes.
And maybe that can can generate some remarks and questions and so on.
Okay. Let me set it up.
Course. A course in Moodle.
Can you hear?
What is a
Can you
course?
hear it?
A course
Yes,
in
Professor.
Moodle is
You can hear
basically
it.
a space on the Moodle site where one or more teachers can add learning resources and activities for their students. What your course might look like as a teacher will depend partly on the chosen theme and settings of your administrator. In the latest version of Moodle with the latest Boost theme, you can expect to see a collapsible navigation drawer on the left and a gear menu on the right. The main content area here is where the actual teaching and learning resources will be added. In Sam's practice course, they are numbered topics, which can be renamed. But if we look at a different course, on a different Moodle site, you can see that these are divided into weekly sections, and there are some blocks on the right. In another video, we will look at the use of these blocks. In order to add learning resources, you need to have the editing turned on. And with the Boost theme, you do this by clicking the gear top right and then clicking the link Turn Editing On. This then displays an edit menu next to each activity and resource for editing the settings, hiding, duplicating, deleting, etc. There is an announcement forum here, and if I wish to move it into a different section, I click the crosshairs icon and I can move it by dragging and dropping. If you aren't able to move by dragging and dropping, then ask your administrator to check your browser settings and the Moodle site settings. In order to add files, documents or activities for your students, you need to click the link Add an activity or resource in the section where you'd like them to appear. It doesn't matter if you choose the wrong section by mistake, because it's always possible to move them afterwards. When you click Add an activity or resource, this displays Moodle's Activity Chooser, which then allows you to choose what you would like to add, and we'll look at this in a separate video. If you don't see the link Add an activity or resource, ask your Moodle admin again to check your settings. In the next video, we look at how you can change the name and layout of your Moodle course. What are the edit icons? In order to add learning activities and resources to your course, or even to change the wording and description in your course sections, you need to have the editing turned on. So let's take a look at that now and see what the edit icons mean and do. We turn the editing on by clicking the gear top right and clicking Turn Editing On. Menus appear against each section and activity or resource, so let's zoom in and take a look at them. Other themes may have different editing icons from these, but they'll be in the same order. The icon to the left of an item allows you to move it up or down by dragging and dropping. If you can't move items by dragging and dropping, then ask your site administrator to check your settings and the site settings. It's the same crosshairs icon to move a section, so here I am clicking to move speaking up above listening. The icon to the right looks like a pencil, and if you click it, it allows you to immediately change the title of that particular topic section, resource or activity. Then press Enter and you've changed it. Further along, clicking Edit reveals other options. Edit Settings will take you to the main editing screen of this resource or activity to update it in more detail. The Move arrow allows you to indent an activity or resource to the right and then back again to the left. And the eye icon lets us hide items from students, and we'll try that in a moment. With Duplicate, you can make a quick copy of a resource or activity, modifying it slightly, for instance, for a different class or group. Assign Roles relates to roles, something we won't go into much detail in this teaching with Moodle MOOC, but which you can learn about in the documentation. The Bin is for deleting an item. If we delete something by mistake, we can find it again from the Recycle bin in the gear menu top right. Here are any recently deleted activities and resources, and we click Restore to put it back into the course. We can add blocks to our course by going to the Add Block link in the nav drawer and choosing the block we want. We can then hide or delete the block by clicking the gear to its side, and we'll explore blocks in a later video. Let's now try hiding the announcements from students by clicking the eye. The person icon here relates to groups, again something we don't focus on in this MOOC, but which you can read about in the documentation. When we click to hide it, we can see now that the eye icon has a line through it and the announcements are greyed out. If we go to our user menu, we see Switch Role To, and as a teacher, we can switch our role amongst others to a student, or, as we've renamed it in our course, Learner. This then displays the course page as students or learners would see it, and the announcements are invisible because we've hidden them. So if we go back to the user menu and to return to my normal role, remembering to turn the editing back on again, we can see that the announcements haven't vanished, it's just that we hid them with the icon. We will now unhide them so our learners can read the announcements and get started on the course. And note that if you need to edit an existing activity or resource, simply click on it and you will see again the gear menu giving you options for editing. Finally, in each section, there's also a menu with an eye icon to hide that section manually and a highlight icon. If you click this icon, then it will highlight that particular section for your students to focus on. If you use weekly course format, the current week is automatically highlighted. Editing course sections. If we turn the editing on in our course by clicking the gear menu and then turn editing on, we can quickly rename our sections from, for example, Topic 1 to a name that's relevant to us by clicking the pencil icon, typing in a new name and pressing Enter. If we click Edit and then Edit Topic, we can also add a summary of this section using the formatting available. If I click Save Changes at the bottom, you can see that the topic section has been renamed and its name is also reflected in the nav drawer on the left. It's possible with the editing turned on to move sections, so we could move Topic 2, which is not yet renamed, up above Topic 1, which has been renamed to Reading. To delete a section, we click the bin icon from the menu on the right of the section. Remember, this will also delete any activities in that section, but you can get them back again from the Recycle bin link in the gear menu. This usually only appears once you've deleted something, depending on your administrator's settings. This course has 3 sections. We can add one or more new sections quickly at the bottom by clicking the plus and deciding how many sections we want. If I click the plus here, add one section, we now have 4 sections in our course. Forum. Start discussions. Being able to discuss our learning with others helps us to progress, and Moodle offers several different types of discussion forums for you as a teacher to enable your learners to do exactly that. To add a forum, click the Turn Editing On link from the gear menu top right, then in the section you'd like to add the forum, click Add an activity or resource. We can add several forums of several different types. We don't only have to choose one. Clicking Add an activity or resource brings up the activity chooser. Forum is an activity because students interact with it on the Moodle course. And we can add a forum by clicking the button once and then clicking Add at the bottom, or by clicking the button twice. There are a lot of settings for the forum, but we only really need to give it a name, a description, and then to save it. The name will be what the learners see on the course, and the description, if you wish, may be displayed by ticking the Display Description on Course Page box. We then choose the type of forum we want. The default is a standard forum which allows anyone to click a button to add a new discussion topic. However, if you click the drop-down box, there are other types as well. For instance, a single simple discussion allows for the teacher to start a topic and all the learners can do is respond to that particular topic. If you want to know what the other forum types are, then clicking the question mark, you see the help and you can find out more. There are other settings which might be worth exploring. For example, you can decide the number and size of attachments that you wish to allow your learners to attach. And you can set a word count, which learners will see when they add a forum post. Another important element is subscription. Do you want your learners to be automatically subscribed to the forum, to automatically receive notification of replies, or do you want them to be able to choose? Discussion locking allows you to close a forum if no one has replied after a certain time. To get started on our forum now, we just need to scroll down and save and return to course. As a teacher, if we go into the forum and add a new discussion topic, we can do something students cannot do, and that is make a forum post sticky by pinning it to the top of the thread. If we click that option now and post to the forum, you can see what it looks like. Finally, it's useful to learn a little more about forum subscriptions. Here is a course discussion forum on a different Moodle site with a different theme. Learners can choose whether to subscribe to the forum or not, but they can also choose whether to subscribe to individual discussion threads or not, and therefore get notifications of any replies. Our participant here is already subscribed to the top discussions, as shown by the envelope, but she's not subscribed to the bottom discussion. She can subscribe either by clicking the icon, or when she goes into the discussion, she can subscribe from the link at the top. And she can also set her notification preferences when replying to the discussion. If the site administrator has enabled it, she can also reply to the forum posts by email, but this is a setting that is disabled by default. Quiz. Automatic grading. If you want to assess learners formatively or summatively with questions for which there are specified answers, Moodle's very powerful quiz enables you to do this. We can only look at a few of the features of the quiz in this screencast, but it's worth exploring more yourself and in the Moodle documentation. Quiz allows you to use different types of questions, not just multiple choice. And it also allows you to add, as here, media, images, video, sound files as part of your questions. If we go to our course and see how to add a quiz, the first thing to note is that in the More link from the gear menu, we can access the question bank. When a quiz is created in Moodle, you create the questions separately and store them separately, so they can be reused by you in a later quiz or by your colleague in the same course in a different quiz. So if you wish, you could start by adding your quiz questions to this question bank here and then make a quiz another day. But we'll make our quiz straight away. So to do that, we turn on the editing from the gear menu, and then in the section we want the quiz, we click Add an activity or resource. This takes us to Moodle's activity chooser, and we scroll down to Quiz. Quiz is an activity because the learners are interacting with it. If we click it once, we get information as to how best to use a quiz, and then we can click the Add button. Or if we understand about a quiz and don't need to read the information, we simply click the radio button twice, and this will bring up the setup screen. The first thing that we do is create the front page, if you like, of the quiz. The name and the description which quiz learners will see, and if you want the description to appear on the course page, just tick the box, Display description on course page. There are many different settings in a quiz, and it is worth exploring all of them. If there's anything you're not sure of, the question mark help icon gives you extra information. For now, we're just going to click Save and Display, and we have a blank quiz, and what we need to do is to start adding some questions, which we can do by clicking the button Edit Quiz or Edit Quiz from the gear menu. We then see Add, and if we already have questions, we could add a random question to our quiz or a particular question from the question bank, which we might have added to earlier or a colleague might have added to earlier. But we are starting anew from nothing, so let's click to add a new question. We are then presented with a list of question types to choose from, and just like with the activity chooser, if we click the button next to the question type, we are presented on the right with some information as to what that question type does. And note that although most of these questions are questions where you provide the answer, it is possible by choosing Essay to have learners typing an essay which we would then manually have to grade. Note also there is a description question. This isn't a question type as such, it's just a text editor into which we could add an explanation, some instructions, images, videos or sound. For the purposes of this quiz, I'm just going to add a multiple choice question. We are then sent to the setup for this particular question. We have to give it a name, although the name doesn't appear in the quiz, but it's important because it's how it would be recognised in the question bank in the future, particularly if we have a lot of questions ourselves and perhaps shared with colleagues. In the question text, that is where we type the actual question, and then when we scroll down, what we see will depend on the question type, but we'll always be able to add general feedback for any question, and then in the answers, because it's multiple choice, we add the first possible answer with the grade. None, we add none if the question is wrong, or 100% if it's right. However, there are, as you can see, options in between. We can give specific feedback for each individual answer, and if we want to do more than just write simple text, we can use the icons in the text editor. So again, we write in our other choices, choose the grade, and we continue. When we click Save Changes, we have our first quiz question, which we can preview by clicking the magnifying glass icon. So we then go on and continue adding questions to our quiz. Finally, looking at a quiz that's already been made, it's easy to change the order of the questions by dragging them up or down, and to add or remove page breaks by clicking on the icon, and we can divide our quiz up into sections as well. Course backup. Course backup. Save and reuse your course. As a teacher, it's useful to have a copy of our course that we can keep safe outside of Moodle, perhaps to reuse it in a different Moodle site, such as our organisation or school site, or add it to our personal Moodle Cloud site to continue developing it, or even give a copy to a colleague. Moodle calls this copy a backup, and to make a backup of our course, we need to click the gear menu and then Backup. This is how you would save a copy of the course that you will have created for the Teaching with Moodle MOOC. When we click the link Backup, we need to follow the instructions to decide what exactly we want to bring over with our copy of the course and not. If you're an experienced Moodler, you can jump to the final step if you know what you're doing. But for us beginners, the first thing to know is that there are X's next to enrolled users and user information. This means that, because we are teachers and for security reasons, we can only back up the actual course content, resources and activities. We can't back up the information, the data that our learners have included. If you need to have a course with all of your learner data, then you need to have your administrator back it up for you. We basically want to include everything else, and so we scroll down and click Next. On the next screen, we're presented with a list of all our activities and resources, and we need to decide which ones we want to keep. By default, all of them are selected, so for instance, if I didn't want to include an item, I could untick that box. And again, we scroll down, and once we've decided which activities we want to include and leave out, we click the Next button. We're then prompted to check all of our settings. Our backup course has been given a file name, which we can rename if we want, or leave it as it is. And then we scroll down to make sure that all the settings and included activities are the ones we want. If we made a mistake, we can simply go back to the previous screen and change it. Now it's time to click the button to perform the backup. And we get a message that the backup file was successfully created. Clicking the Continue button will take us to where we can get a copy of this backup file to download it and save it offline. If we scroll down, we can see our User Private Backup area, which tells us the course and the size of it and the time that we actually backed it up. So if you want to get this out of our Learn Moodle site to say, for instance, to keep on your computer, a CD or a USB drive, you click the Download button and save it. Note, you cannot open this course up on your computer. It will only open on a different Moodle site. So to add your course into a different Moodle site, such as Moodle Cloud, watch the video on Course Restore. Course Restore. Course Restore. Upload your course to Moodle Cloud. It's possible to save a course you've made on one Moodle site and reuse it on a different Moodle site. When you save your course, the process is called backup, and when you add it or upload it to a different site, the process is called restore. In this video, we'll look at how you can restore the practice course you made during our Learn Moodle MOOC into your own personal Moodle Cloud site. You can also restore your course to the Moodle site of your school or organisation, but the way you do it may be different, so you need to check with your administrator. First, make sure you saved or backed up your practice course using the video on Course Backup to help you. Make sure you have it in a safe place on your computer. Our teacher Sam has her practice course on her desktop here, and she's logged into her Moodle Cloud site where she's an administrator. You may not be an administrator on your organization's Moodle site, and that's why you should ask for their advice if you want to restore your practice course there. We click Site Administration in the nav drawer, find Courses and click Restore Course. We can then import the backup file either by clicking the button to upload it or, as our teacher Sam is doing here, dragging and dropping it in. When we click the Restore button, we're prompted to check the backup details and we scroll down and click Continue. Note how it appears we are doing in reverse what we did when we backed up the course previously. On the next screen, we decide if we want to add this as a new course or into an existing course. Again, you might experience this differently if you're restoring to your organization's Moodle site and you don't have administrator rights. If we restore it as a new course, we need to choose the category. Our teacher only has one category, Miscellaneous, on her Moodle Cloud site at the moment, so she clicks that button. Clicking Continue then takes us to another screen to check the settings and we press Next again. We can move through this quickly because we've already checked the settings. We can edit the name and details of the course and decide which activities to keep. We move on again. We do a final check and then press Perform Restore. Once the process is complete, there is a green success message and Sam's practice course from Learn Moodle is now available on her Moodle Cloud site. Enrolling learners. There are a number of ways in which your students can access your course. For example, your administrator might enroll them for you, or they might be automatically enrolled from outside, or they might be able to create their own accounts on the Moodle site and then enroll themselves into your course. In this video, we look at how you, the teacher, can manually add students to your course and how you can find out the other ways in which they can access your course. If we click the Participants link in the navigation drawer and then click the gear there, we see Enrolled Users and Enrollment Methods. Enrollment means how students get into your course, whereas Authentication means how they get onto a Moodle site, which we don't look at here. If we click Enrollment Methods, we can see the different ways that they're able to access or be enrolled into a course. The first one we see is called Manual Enrollments. This means that students can be enrolled into their course by the teacher. Note that for security reasons on our Learn Moodle Basics MOOC, manual enrolment is not available. Guest access here has its eye closed, so that means that currently no guests can look at this course. But the teacher can enable it by clicking the icon. Self-enrollment means that users can enroll themselves by clicking a button. This is currently disabled again because the eye icon has a line through it. Clicking it to open it would allow us to give students permission to access the course themselves. Now remember that on our Learn Moodle site, teachers are not allowed to enroll students directly into their practice courses. But if we go to a different site and a different course, we can see how to do this. To enroll users manually, we click the Enroll Users button and then select the people we want to enroll and the role that we want to give them. We'll choose Student. As a teacher, we don't normally have the rights to enroll other teachers into our course. We have to ask permission to do that. From this screen, we can search for and filter users by role, enrollment method, group, status, and we can also edit and delete their enrolments. Now, this method is fine if we just have a few people to enroll into our courses. However, if you have many, it might be worth exploring other ways of allowing them access. In this course, on a third Moodle site, when we click the Enroll Users button, we see an option, Select a Cohort. A cohort is a group of users created by the site administrator or a manager, and we can add cohort members individually from here or from the enrolment method screen where we were before, using what's called the cohort sync method. And note that as they are added, you can also add them to any existing groups in the course. But you'll only see this cohort sync method if your site has set up cohorts. Assignment. Submitted work. As a teacher, you can have your learners submit work through your Moodle course. This saves on paper and it's better than email because when they submit, you'll see a list of your class only on your Moodle course, not cluttered up with emails from colleagues and organisations. What they submit can be uploaded files or text written directly on Moodle. Or, as we see if we look at this example of an assignment, because you can type your instructions into Moodle's text editor, it doesn't only have to be text. You can add links, images or videos relevant to your assignment. An assignment may be for one individual or it may be for a group, and as a teacher you can choose whether or not to see the identities of your learners as you're grading it. With the ATO editor, teachers and students can directly record audio or video. Here the teacher is recording an example video for the students to follow. So if you want to add an assignment, we need to turn the editing on from the link in the gear menu, and then in the section where we want to add the assignment, we click the link Add an Activity or Resource to bring up Moodle's Activity Chooser. Assignment is first on the list, and we can either click it once to read the explanation about an assignment with some examples for using it, and then click the Add button at the bottom, or we can simply click the radio button twice. This then takes us to the assignment setup screen. Because assignment is so powerful, it has many different options. We're only going to look at a few in this video. The name is important because this is what the learners will see on the course page. And then in description you add what you want them to do for the assignment. If you want to include images, media, links, you click the appropriate icons. I'm just going to write a short description of what they must do. And if you want to display these instructions on the course page, you tick the box. You can also upload additional support documents for them if needed. You can then choose when you want them to send in their work, with due dates or a cut-off date, and you can also set yourself a reminder when to grade by. The due date will display on the course overview for learners, and the reminder to grade by will display on the course overview for you. What's important next is to decide your submission type. In other words, if you want them to upload one or several files, you make sure that file submission is ticked, and you can choose the number of files you want, and you can specify one or more types of files you want them to upload. If you want them merely to type an essay using Moodle's text editor, you select Online Text, and you can also get Moodle to set them a word limit. Once you've done this, we can actually scroll down and save it and return to course, and we're ready to go. But it is worth exploring some of the other options. Click the question mark help icon against any if you need more information. For instance, in feedback types, setting comment in line will allow you to type directly on the learner's work, just as you would when grading on paper. In submission settings, you can decide if you want them to accept an agreement that their work is their own. In group submission settings, you can get them to work and submit as a group. And in notifications, we can choose whether or not to be messaged when students submit, and also whether or not by default students will be messaged when we've graded their work. If we click Grade, we can see that it's possible to choose a number out of which the assignment can be graded, and it's also possible to create our own scales, which we will look at briefly in another video. If you tick blind marking, then you won't initially be able to see which learner has submitted which piece of work. And marking workflow and allocation are useful when sharing the course with other teachers to divide up, moderate, and monitor the progress of grading. But for now, let's just save and return to course, and our assignment is ready for our students to submit.
So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So thank you, Nico, for presenting the videos and so on. So as you can see, apart from this, let's say, first online training session on the platform, in order to get used to the interface and the resources and so on, useful material and guides and manuals, either in the form of videos or documents, are also included in the project VLE platform. So feel free, just to surf, visit the platform, make your account, surf and try to explore. And of course, we are going to be here for you to support you in the use of the platform and receive your remarks and questions. So would you like to make any comments, remarks, ask something to us or to Nico specifically for the platform? Well, I guess, there are no further questions or remarks. So probably you will need to spend some time exploring the platform. And don't forget to get back to us if necessary. So I will take the opportunity to sum up and call it a day for today. I would like to thank all of you for being here and attending this session. And of course, I would like to thank Nikos for his presence, despite the challenges he had. He was here with us to support us and deliver this initial training on the use of the platform. So thank you very much, Nikos. Would you like to add something or?
No, I will. I will enable these two courses that I talked before at the beginning of my session to right now. I will make them available again for all our partners to be able to attend them and watch the videos if they want and have a look at the resources. Yes. If they have any questions after this session, feel free to send us an email to ask us if they want anything.
Yeah, and the idea is, after, they have their piloting or their trial, let's say, use of the platform, if necessary, we can plan a short session, to help them and guide them in more specific questions they have. So, and by taking into consideration the time change, the time gap, thank you for being committing, even though it's quite late in the afternoon for our Asian partners. And after their working day, it's it's quite a pleasure to see you here attending this session. So have a nice day, all of you. Have a nice weekend. And hopefully see you soon again. Thank you. Thank you, Nikos. again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Nikos.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
Bye.
be here. Bye.